Hello there, my name is Chris. I am an engineering student from the Netherlands. A few years ago, I got myself a 3D printer, known by most as the Ender 3. The Ender 3 is a pretty reliable and very cheap 3D printer. And I say reliable when you get to know it. It's really nice to print the things that I've drawn or designed at school. It gives a better feel of what you are drawing, the size of the product, and the stupid mistakes you make with hole placement. Of course, the overall pleasure of just holding a thing that you've drawn on a computer screen is really nice. The first things that I started printing were mainly for the printer itself, to upgrade the cable chain, to upgrade the ventilation, and just some other minor fixes. After that, the main project was a 3D printed Settlers of Catan board, which we also painted. After that, I started on a 3D printed chess set with very unusual shapes, which can only be made on a 3D printer. After that, I thought, I want to print something more mechanical to aid me in my studies. So I started looking at robot arms and other robotic projects, but first of all, I wanted to print some 6-axis robot arm. After that, I came across this, which is the SpotMicro RobotDog, heavily inspired by the Boston Dynamics Spot robot. This entire robot was designed by, I'm sorry if I butcher it, Deok-yeon Kim, which is an amazing fella who made this entire robot, designed it, and made the step files available for everyone to download. As you can see, there are a lot of remixes. People who have made the guy longer, added a different nose plate, made a V2, improved its feet, etc, etc. So I thought by myself, I also want to remix this, but mainly to improve my SolidWorks skills. I wanted to draw the entire robot myself with a good example made by Deok-yeon Kim. So I started with designing each piece for the robot. And before long, the entire robot was again drawn in SolidWorks. Now, there's some things that I've changed. For example, the width and size of the servos that I ordered were bigger than the ones in the design by KDY. Also, I widened some of these parts out so that they are a bit stronger. Changed the back plate so that a different display could be added, and I've changed the inside, made it a bit longer than normal, and made a place for my battery to mount. So those are just a few of the changes I've made, because I've drawn it entirely myself, just with examples from KDY. It might differ quite a lot from his original design or from his original dimensions, but the design is mainly the same. After the entire robot was designed, I started 3D printing each of the parts. the first parts that came off the printer were the feet and the legs. I printed those first because I wanted to mount them together to test some of the servos and motions of the leg, just to get a feel of how everything would fit together. And eventually I tested some of the servos with the PS4 controller. Communication went fine there, so the first tests are a-okay. And eventually I tried to make a quick kinematic model to test if the legs would raise up and down, but as you can see in the final video that there is still a lot of issues on that part. Alright, thank you so much for watching. This was the first devlog introduction video on this project. If you want to see any of the other projects I did, for example all the upgrades I did to the 3D printer or the katana, or if anything, just let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll keep you updated with new videos when the project gets further along. Alright, bye for now.